That's true because the information was not easily accessible at that time. So let's start discussing some of his success stories. Where did he start from?
So Priyanka, you may call it a coincidence or perhaps a location benefit. Govind historically has invested a lot in what really could be called as the gems of the South. I would like to use the word sultans of the South. He's invested in companies which today are really the dominant groups of South. Coincidence, I think, is the right word here, and perhaps location advantage added to it. Now, let's look at his first big investment, or one of his big investments, which really multiplied a lot for him, and that was that time's Madras Cement, now known as Ramco Cement. When he invested into Madras Cement of 1980s, now Ramco cement was a control commodity. How much you produced, at what price you sold, and how much and whom did you sell to, everything was in a sense controlled. But what really was a unique advantage about Ramco was that they were efficient. They were efficient in terms of scale, they were efficient in terms of size, and they were efficient in terms of conducting their business. They always protected minority shareholder. They always, in a sense, ensured that whenever there was a change in the policy regime, whenever there were ups and downs in the economy, the interest of the minority shareholders was always taken care of. Priyanka, when we invested in some of those companies, the market caps actually were in double digit and they were in triple digit. Now today we may look at some of the cement companies and we may really talk about the kind of commanding market cap they have. You know, anything in double digit P multiple in 1990s and in 1980s was considered to be expensive. Yeah. Anything in double digit that time, double digit P was considered to be expensive. Anything which was trading remotely above its book value was called as a bubble. And anything which in a sense did not, or any company which did not give a lot of dividend was not considered to be very shareholder friendly. Now, why did he choose Madras Cement? He chose Madras Cement because of the market cap it was available. The management had huge advantage, which is that you always looked at when you're investing in a company, either they should be a cost leader, or they should be a leader in terms of size, or they should have a huge location advantage. All these filter criteria were at play. And that in a sense was one of the most promising features why he looked at it. Second great example was Lakshmi Machine Works. We rarely talk about it. It's known as LMW. Now in 1980s, the Indian textile sector was going through a boom time. It was going through a boom time. Why? Because India in a sense had started becoming the back office of textiles before we got hit by China. So Lakshmi Machine Works in a sense was in a very good position because they were efficient in terms of machinery production. The management was very shareholder friendly. The stock was available at a throwaway price in like a single digit market cap, and there was a huge boom which was there in front of you in terms of how the demand for textile machinery would grow, because South in a sense was very efficient, especially when it came to cotton yarn production.
Sure. So
first you look at the track record, then you look at the size of the opportunity, then you look at the price, and then you really look at how shareholder friendly the management is. To buy a stock that time in 1990s itself was a contrarian idea. See, today in market we talk about whether you want to buy banks or whether you want to buy IT. Those are contrarian ideas. Before, immediately after COVID, buying into PSUs were also contrarian idea. But the fact that you were buying a stock was also very contra. So I have great admiration for investors who, and again I'm purely speaking as a student here, I have great admiration for investors who started their career in 1980s when stock market was not very popular. So based on this entire filter criteria of shareholder friendly management, valuations, size of the opportunity, and dividend and other criteria, I guess he zeroed on Lakshmi Machine Works and Ramco Cements. Investment of Govind Bhai has been
Sundram Fasteners.
Yes. Very, very Sundram Fastener is not one of those companies which will occupy a lot of center stage. But their ability to invent and reinvent themselves and stick to the knitting, which is that they were a machinery, they were a company which were in manufacturing, stroke engineering, and they've stayed like that. It's a company which never had very audacious targets. It's a company which knew that the power of compounding is the most amazing tool you have if you're looking at building a business which is built to last. So Sundram Fastener comes in at a time when the Indian auto sector was opening up. Maruti had come to India, other MNCs that started coming to India. Indian exports were getting recognized.
Right.
They were not the mainstay, but Sundram Fastener comes and they were able to have a couple of breakthroughs. So if you look at Sundram Fasteners, even as market commentators, we don't talk about it so much. But the kind of wealth what Sundram Fasteners